What if I told you there are American towns that don't just welcome you, they pay you, and not with coupons or empty slogans, but with checks big enough to move the needle on your life? I'm talking about places where the local math actually respects your paycheck, where city halls and civic groups have quietly turned relocation into a signing bonus, and where your mortgage looks more like a car note than a cage. While the big metros keep jacking up prices like they're charging admission to breathe, these towns are flipping the script: cash for remote workers, grants at the closing table, free lots if you'll build, even stipends that bulldoze student debt while you unpack the silverware. It's not charity, it's strategy. They're betting on rooftops first, neighbors second, and momentum third, because a full block beats a vacant promise every time. Here's the part the glossy magazines keep missing. Affordability isn't a vibe, it's an operating system. When a town cuts your costs on day one, you're not just saving money, you're buying time: time to fix the roof before it leaks, time to start the side business, time to sleep without your heart rate spiking at 2 a.m. from the rent. And the trade-offs, not what you've been told. We're seeing real parks, real hospitals, real internet speeds, and real communities that will learn your dog's name before they learn your salary. This list is your field guide to places where incentives aren't gimmicks and neighborhoods still shake your hand. I'll show you who writes the checks, what strings are attached, where the exits are, and how to play the numbers so you land softly and build fast. If you've ever thought there has to be a smarter way to live in this country, you're about to get directions. Number 12. Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you want a city that literally wires money into your life and then hands you a community on top, Tulsa is your play. The headline is clean: $10,000 to relocate if you're a qualifying remote worker, paid out during a 1-year commitment, with an active calendar of meetups, cow-working, and support once you land. That's not rumor. That's Tulsa Remote, funded in part by the George Kaiser Family Foundation and credited with bringing 600-plus professionals to town since launch, with research now showing several dollars in local impact for every $1 spent. Meanwhile, the housing tape is still mortal. July 2025 median sale price around $249,000 and a brisk approximately 24 days on market. Translation: you can still negotiate like an adult, not a gladiator. Practical checklist for you: confirm remote eligibility, read the payout terms. There's a completion bonus and documentation. Pick neighborhoods near the trail system and art's spine, and run your PDA against that $10K. Because a 5-figure cushion plus Midwestern prices is how you buy time, not just square footage. If you've been looking for a starter metro with a real music scene, coffee you don't have to refinance for, and a welcome committee that actually shows up, Tulsa is the proof that incentives can still move the needle, and move you. Number 11. Topeka, Kansas. You like simple math? Topeka will literally stack cash next to your lease or mortgage. Under Choose Topeka, employers partner with the city to offer up to $15,000 for recruits who move into Shawnee County. The structure is tidy. Employer funds, city reimburses up to 50% after year 1 for retention. Remote workers with out-of-count employers can also apply. Now look at the tape. July 2025 median sale price roughly $169,000, with homes moving in about 8 days. Fast market energy without coastal trauma. Strategy for you: loop your hiring manager into the employer match track early. Decide whether you're renting or buying. Both are eligible at different levels. Keep receipts, they will ask. And target blocks near state offices and hospitals for commute sanity. Topeka isn't promising you fireworks, it's promising a clean runway. Government and healthcare payrolls, an arts and food scene that keeps weekends honest, and a check with your name on it for proving you actually live where you say you live. In a year when affordability is the national villain, Topeka quietly funds your plot twist and asks only that you bring your talent and stay long enough to be part of the neighborhood. Number 10. Newton, Iowa. You want a town that doesn't just welcome you, it hands you an envelope at the closing table. Newton's housing initiative pays home buyers $10,000 cash, plus a local business welcome package, when you buy or build a qualifying new single-family home. Currently, homes starting construction through 2026, and valued at $240,000 or more, land excluded, are eligible, subject to funding. That's a direct documented incentive. No sweepstakes, no gimmicks. Now eyeball price context. Zillow pegs the average Newton home value around the mid-$180 with recent listing medians near $220K. So you're shopping in a market where a 10 grand credit can erase a chunk of closing costs or fund the first year of upgrades. Your playbook: verify builder eligibility before you sign. Line up the incentive paperwork alongside your mortgage docs. Funds are provided at permanent financing. And pick layouts that age well: 3-bed 2-bath with a garage sells and rents every cycle. Bonus value: 30-ish minutes to Des Moines without paying Des Moines prices. In a landscape where many incentives are just hashtags, Newton's is old-fashioned and effective. Show up, build or buy new, get the check, join the block party. That's how smaller Iowa cities quietly rebuild their rooftops, and how you keep money in your pocket while you move in the appliances. Number 9. Morgantown, West Virginia. Ascend WV. If your dream is mountains, fiber internet, and a program that hands you money plus lifestyle, Ascend WV turns the knob to 11. The offer is straight: $12,000 to relocate as a qualifying remote worker, doled out in installments, with free co-working and an outdoor recreation package once you arrive. Morgantown, home to WVU, gives you the energy of a college town and a housing market that's still rational. Mid-2025 median sale price about $270,000, modest days on market, and an inventory that lets you compare neighborhoods without panic. The checklist to make this real: confirm you live outside West Virginia today, and work fully remote. Pick from one of Ascend's designated communities. Morgantown is a headliner. Apply, and plan your move around their cohort timing. Then run the arithmetic. $12K can absorb movers, deposits, and that first wave of new house expenses. Meanwhile, the median price here keeps your payment human. The intangible kicker is community. Ascend plugs you into events, trail days, and a network that makes you a local faster than your GPS learns the river turns. If you've been waiting for a bribe to leave traffic purgatory and trade glass towers for ridge lines, this is it, and it's legit. Number 8. Greater Rochester, New York. You want a town that hands you cash and then hands you keys. Rochester does both, and it does it with receipts. The Greater Roche Remote Relocate Package stacks real money up to $10,000 in relocation reimbursement for approved remote workers, and up to $9,000 more in homebuyer help. Yes, a potential $19,000 swing between your moving truck and your closing table. Meanwhile, the housing tape is refreshingly human. July 2025 medians hover around $195,000, Redfin with listings near $199,900, and blistering single-digit days on market, which means you're buying into momentum without the coastal nosebleed. Here's how you play it: confirm full-time remote eligibility, apply to the ROC program before you tour, line up pre-approval so you can move on 9-day inventory, and target blocks with easy access to the Erie Canalway Trail and major hospitals. Liquidity on exit is baked in. The macro story is your friend: a million-plus metro with serious employers, lake-effect summers and winters that demand a real furnace, but that's why the median isn't trying to mug you. Put the math together: a $195K starter with 5% down at today's mid-6s rates is a mortgage that feels like a car note. Add a 5-figure relocation credit and you're buying time, not just drywall. This is the rare market where incentives aren't a gimmick, they're a bridge to ownership. Number 7. Hamilton, Ohio. If student loans are the ankle weights on your American dream, Hamilton shows up with bolt cutters. The city's talent attraction program, TAP, is a reverse scholarship that pays recent STEAM grads up to $10,000, typically $300 per month, as long as you live in designated Hamilton neighborhoods and work in Butler County, or hold a qualifying remote job. That's actual cash against debt, while you build equity in a metro where the numbers still behave. Redfin pegs the median sale price around $203,000 this year, and even Zillow's broader index lands near $301,000, both far saner than the national median north of $400K. Tactics for you: verify degree field eligibility. STEAM is non-negotiable. Get your employer paperwork in order before lease signing, and shop blocks that straddle downtown amenity corridors, and the commuter routes to Cincinnati for exit liquidity. The upside is obvious: you're converting rent payments into equity, while an incentive pays down your past. The risk is simple: miss the program rules and you leave money on the table, so read them like a contract, because it is one. Hamilton's not promising a fairy tale, It's promising arithmetic that tilts your way, a paycheck, a mortgage that won't bully you, and a city that literally reimburses you for showing up with skills. That's as 2025 as it gets. Number 6. Baltimore, Maryland. Want a major league city that quietly funds your down payment while you shop row houses like a pro? Baltimore's incentive stack is deeper than most TikTok lists admit. Start with Live Near Your Work LNYW, a city employer match that typically lands $2,000, $5,000 plus straight into your closing costs when you buy in Baltimore City and work for a participating employer. Add buying into Baltimore, a $5,000 lottery-style grant tied to Live Baltimore's trolley tour, and if you qualify by income or status, first-time buyer programs delivering $10,000, $20,000 more, plus targeted grants like $5,000 for tenants purchasing the home they've rented 6 months or longer. Now overlay the market reality. July 2025 medians around $245,000, and roughly 41 days on market. Room to negotiate, room to inspect, room to make smart offers rather than panic ones. Your playbook. Check your HR portal for LNYW participation, stack incentives, yes, some combine, and focus on blocks with stable comps near Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, and strong transit. Resale is easier when hospitals and campuses anchor the neighborhood. Risks: old housing stock, budget for systems, and hyper-local variability. Turn a corner, change a comp. Rewards: a big city life, where incentives shave 5 figures off the pain while the monthly stays mortal. That's not hype, that's policy meeting pavement. Number 5. Tell City, Perry County, Indiana. If your spreadsheet has been begging for a Midwestern layup, Perry County is the quiet headline you've been missing. The county's MakeMyMove package puts $7,000 cash on the table for qualified remote workers, $3,500 when you arrive, $3,500 after year 1, plus sweeteners like a free gym membership and high-speed internet setup. Plant that on a market where Tell City's median listing sits near $172,500, and Zillow's average value is around $176,000, and you're suddenly playing real estate on easy mode, low basis, low carrying costs, and a path to ownership that doesn't hijack your life. Execution matters. Confirm remote work eligibility, lock your arrival timeline to secure the first tranche, and shop near the Ohio River corridor for weekend quality of life without sacrificing commute optionality. Days on market here aren't coastal chaos. You can actually breathe through inspection, request credits, and still close with cash left for HVAC, roof, and windows. The boring stuff that makes houses civilized. The point isn't a stunt check, it's a runway. In Perry County, the incentive buys down the risk of being early, and early is where the equity lives. Bring a pre-approval, a competent inspector, and the patience to do CapEx first and shiplap never. You'll thank yourself when your monthly looks like 2015, and your equity looks like 2027. Number 4. Bentonville, Arkansas. If you want a town that doesn't just roll out a welcome mat but hands you a check and a bike, Bentonville is your honeyhole. The region's Life Works Here program offers $10,000 to qualifying remote talent. Yes, real cash, plus perks like a mountain or road bike, so you can jump straight onto the Razorback Greenway instead of the couch. Eligibility is straightforward. Age, remote work status, live outside Arkansas before the move, and the FAQ spells out that the funds are meant to set up your new life, not buy confetti. Now the market reality. In July 2025, Bentonville's median sale price was about $522,000, with homes selling in roughly 26 days, meaning this is a legit high-opportunity job hub, with enough velocity to protect your resale. Translation: you're trading big metro chaos for a Walmart and startup-adjacent ecosystem, where the incentive meaningfully offsets closing costs, movers, or a rate buy-down. Play it like a pro. Submit your application before you sign a lease, pick neighborhoods that straddle trail access and downtown amenities, and model your pity against the $10K, so your first year feels like training wheels, not a faceplant. And because Arkansas statewide medians are still far saner than the coasts, the delta between what you earn and what your mortgage demands stays friendly. In a year when incentive usually means a yard sign, Bentonville's is an actual wire transfer, and a cultural fit for people who trade free time for fresh air, not freeway time. Number 3. The Shoals, Alabama, Florence, Muscle Shoals, Sheffield, Tuscumbia. You want a check for choosing a slower gear? The Shoals literally writes one. Remote Shoals pays up to $10,000 to qualifying remote workers, delivered in tranches, a chunk when you land, another at 6 months, the balance at a year, so you don't burn through it on a single IKEA run. It's not hype, it's an set-a-back talent magnet designed to bring remote income streams into Northwest Alabama, with hard requirements and a clear timeline. Meanwhile, the housing tape pulls its own weight. Florence's median sale price was about $254,000 in early 2025, and homes moved in roughly 19 days, fast enough to signal demand, slow enough to let you inspect, negotiate, and still close like a grown-up. Tactics: verify your remote status, calendar the 6-month and 12-month milestones, that's when the money hits, and aim near riverfront corridors, where exit liquidity and weekend quality of life are strongest. You're buying into a music-soaked micro-metro, where the cost of living keeps your monthly human and the incentive mops up friction, deposits, movers, appliance upgrades. Add Alabama's statewide medians that still behave themselves, and your budget finally stops feeling like a hostage situation. Bottom line, this is how you convert a remote paycheck into community, and a relocation bonus into real runway, without signing up for coastal drama. Number 2. Lincoln, Kansas. If you want proof of concept America, where towns invest in rooftops first, Lincoln is the field lab. The pitch is wild, and wonderfully literal. Free residential lots in a city subdivision, with streets, water, and sewer, if you'll build and live there on a sane timeline, paired with a neighborhood revitalization program that can rebate a slice of property taxes as you improve the lot. It's not a blog rumor. County and city portals have pushed these offers for years, and coverage keeps resurfacing as parcels get assigned. The math: Zillow has Lincoln's average home value near $106,000, and rising modestly year over year, so your cost basis comes from construction choices, not a bidding war. Playbook: confirm availability with the County Development Foundation, read the build-buy deadlines like a contract, and cost out utilities, foundation and insulation before you pick cabinet colors. Reality check: free land still means real permits and real timelines, but the upside is generational. You're capturing equity at the dirt stage, in a place where your monthly looks like 2015, and the prairie sky doesn't charge extra. For anyone priced out of new construction in a metro that treats contractors like unicorns, Lincoln hands you an on-ramp lot at $0, build to code, lock costs, while the broader market chases its tail. That's not a stunt, that's policy, meeting your blueprint. Number 1. North Platte, Nebraska. You want a city that ties the incentive to the job and lets you stack it into housing. North Platte's Work NP program gives local employers up to $5,000 per open position in matching funds to build a recruitment package, relocation, down payments, deposits, even student loan help, so your offer comes with a tailwind before you set foot in HR. That's not a press release, it's the Chamber's live program mechanics. Now put it against the tape. North Platte's average home value is about $202,000. Redfin shows median sale around $173,000 in early 2025, with approximately 41 days on market, and Realtor.com had median list near $225,000 this summer. Translation: this market is attainable, inspectable, and still has room to negotiate credits, while your employer and city effectively co-fund your landing. Your move: get your would-be employer plugged into Work NP before you sign the offer, earmark part of the package for rate buy-down or closing costs, and shop blocks that shorten your commute to I-80 corridors. This is the anti-hype play: plain English incentives, plain spoken prices, and a community that prefers pay stubs to promises. In a housing cycle where too many opportunities are just hashtags, North Platte's incentive is a line item that actually changes your spreadsheet and your address. So here's the question you can't dodge: if towns are literally putting money on the table for you to build a life, cash, credits, even land, what are you waiting for? Permission or a moving truck? In 5 years, will you be bragging about the incentive that bought down your rate and bought back your time, or explaining why you kept renting your future from a zip code that never loved you back? The map is open, the numbers are real, and the door is unlocked. Pick a town, run the math, and decide what you want more: a postcard or a set of keys.